a little bit about, mentors that you've had along the way and
Hmm.
how important that is for you. If you're doing any mentoring of others now.
Well, it's really interesting that you're saying that. Well, kind of going back, I mean, I've had mentors, throughout my life, in different areas,
Mm-hmm.
from the time where I went to University of Maryland, and so I sang in the gospel choir there. So Valeria Foster, she was the choir director there during that time, and she was very important in my life. I mean, I could name so many people. Ronnie Wells, she was actually the jazz vocal workshop teacher at Maryland, and so um, it was different because I was able to learn how to express myself in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of like, how do you feel right here? And she would never let us sing anything the same way twice. So
Wow.
that's why it's really hard for me to sing things the same way twice, because it was
Mm-hmm.
so ingrained. It's like, how do you feel in that moment? How do you and singing in that moment, and how you feel in that moment. And I've just taken that and brought it over into the ministry side.
Mm-hmm.
So many people, of course, Yolanda Adams,
Mm-hmm.
of course, Richard Smallwood, Donnie McClurkin, and being a part of their ministries. And I'm still a member of Vision
Mm-hmm.
now,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like seeing how they minister.
Mm-hmm.
How do a lot of times when we see them on TV, they're singing one song. They're, Yolanda has the gowns,
Mm-hmm.
Donnie has on the tux.
Mm-hmm.
They sing their song. But it's like, how do you minister when you're at the blues festival? How do you
Mm-hmm.
minister when you're at the jazz festival, or you're at the Essence Festival, or you're at some Caribbean fest out in
Mm-hmm.
St. Lucia or something?
Mm-hmm.
Same set, whether you're at a convocation or you're at, in New Orleans at somewhere. And how do you minister to the people
Mm-hmm.
that are there, and in that transition, and how you reach people? Some of that stuff you can't be taught, that you have to
Right.
experience that.
Yeah.
And so being able to be in front of diverse audiences, what if no one knows the Lord? But
Mm-hmm.
what if no one knows anything about Jesus? How do you do that? And that's what I learned from them. Yolanda, from Donnie, and Richard. All three of them have a different approach. And have different giftings and what they do and how they minister in gospel music. But ultimately, it's all for the same purpose, that someone might know the Lord, someone might come to know Him, be encouraged. Someone, bow down head will be lifted. And just to be able to experience what they did. I mean, there's so many different mentors that I have. I mean, I could name, of course, my grandparents. My maternal grandmother. She recently passed away last year. She was very impactful in my life as far as ministry. From the times I would go to youth conventions with her, just her and I, even until the week before her, her death. She knew I was going to. I sang at Bishop Blake's church, West Angeles Church of God in Christ, with Richard Smallwood, and she knew I was going, and she was excited about me going. And then that next week, I flew from LA to Kansas, where she was, and she went on. But she was so supportive of me and would encourage me in ministry. Just so many people. And so I'm just hoping that now I'm starting to transition. I was just sharing with a friend on last night how the desire to want to teach more and to talk more to younger people, and just how I don't have to force it, how the Lord is just already doing that for me now, and how excited I am to be able to do that. And so I'm hoping that I'll have the opportunity to do that some more.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think mentoring is very powerful. Like you, my grandmother was very instrumental in my life as well. And I know what your grandmother meant to you. And just to have that support and to have that kind of impact and impartation
Right.
certainly makes for a great recipe for success. And so I'm just really excited about it. And I want you to talk about any events you have coming up or anything that you want to invite the people to. That would be great. And how they can, again, get in touch with you uh, via social media.
Okay. Well, as I mentioned earlier, on social media, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Andrea Dumas DC for Instagram and Twitter, and then Andrea Dumas Music on Facebook. Some of the things that I do have coming up, which I'm really excited about.